See this article right here? This whole thing? That's Warden. Yep, she typed up everything. But here's our house. Well, hello there, you great and magnificent people. How are you guys on this beautiful day? Today is not the video about the dually, because we ran into a few snags yesterday on getting the lift put on it, but it will be done today, but not in time for today's video. So I figured today I'm going to talk about something really quick. It's going to be a short video about something that happened to my hometown been 10 years ago. We had an F3 tornado roll through our town, and well, it changed everybody's lives. I know it changed me and Warden's life, changed my mom and dad's life, my sister's life, and basically everybody on this edge of town. It was April 9th, yesterday, when the tornado rolled through. I talked about it in the video you guys are probably going to get tomorrow. I ended up taking it out because that video is probably going to be kind of long, just me talking about the dually and all that stuff. You guys are going to love it. I stopped down and looked at it. She's starting to look really, really nice. But just had to wait for a couple parts. It will be done. It will be done in time for my nephew to take it to prom, and that's all that matters to me. But I just want to show you a few things. They call it the Miracle in Mapleton because an F3 tornado rolled through town, and no one died. I don't even think anybody got hurt. I mean, I think there was a broken leg or something to that matter, but it wasn't from the tornado, it was from the cleanup, if I remember right. I could be way off. And I'm going to put a link in the description to this video. Make sure you watch it. It's a YouTube video that they made. I don't know, they probably made the video 9 years ago, I think. I don't know when they made the video, but it's a link that I want you guys to go to and watch, because it's a lot better video than what you're going to get from me on the whole tornado thing. But I am going to show you the newspaper that came out, because Warden filled out they wanted Warden to talk about the tornado, about our new house, about losing our house. So she wrote up a little story on it, and she told the press downtown here, she goes, you guys can cut that story up, because, you know, Warden's a teacher, so she likes to type. Well, the press said, no, we're not cutting this story up. This is a good story. We're going to keep it in here. And of course, I'm not going to read you guys the whole story, but you're going to see how much the story is inside the press here. So let me show you this real quick. Alrighty, let's take a real quick walk around here. Maybe we'll go outside and look around a little bit. This street right here, this is 10 years ago. Yesterday, 10 years ago, this is what the street looked like. My sister's house is somewhere over in this neck of the woods, and my house is way down in the fog. Mom's house is over here in this neck of the woods, down in the fog. But right after the tornado happened, this right here, this little pathway, was not there. After the tornado happened, me and Warden were over at Mom and Dad's house because we were getting ready to go out on a date, and we were dropping the kids off there, and we seen that there was a pretty nasty storm rolling in, so we figured we'd wait till that storm passed, then we'd go up to the city out to eat and to a movie. So after the tornado got done, I ran down here to my sister's house to make sure it was okay. I wanted to make sure everybody survived and her and her family was okay. And I remember this stretch right here, getting down this whole stretch of road was nasty. All these trees that they pushed off to the side here, I was climbing over trees, trying to get through metal debris just to get, you know, a block and a half away down to my sister's place. 10 years later, all the trees, some of the big trees got to stay. You recognize, like, this tree, you know, this tree is about the only big trees that made it. The rest of the streets on both sides, the trees didn't make it. So it was kind of ugly. A few other pictures they got in here. This one right here is of my grandpa's house. The search and rescue teams that went around town would put these X's on the houses and just say what was in the house and everything, and just to show if anybody was in the house, trapped in the house, if there was any gas or whatnot. Now the next page here, you see this article right here? This whole thing? That's Warden. Yep, she typed up everything. But here's our house. This is my old house. What you're not seeing is on this side of the house right here, it completely lifted the house up and kind of like mushroomed it out. And so this whole wall, all the way from the start, all the way to the back of the house was just blown out. And the whole house was setting like that. But it blew. It had pictures, glass, my couches, my furniture, everything. You know, that was our bedroom at the time. It blew all these windows, frame and all, except for that one. But frame and all into the house. Had pieces of glass sticking into the side of the walls all the way throughout there. And Warden's van, that got beat up real bad. And you can't really see it, but there's a camper right here. And these two trees, they were laying on the camper, and one of the trees had actually fallen through the center of the camper. And then here's our new house. My house is a prefab house. It's a 2-story prefab house, so they had to set it on with a crane and everything. I was not here for that. And then there's the house right there. Yeah, rest of Warden's article right here. Then they just threw up a picture of our Christmas light display that we put on our house this year. I think that was about it. Other than this, you know, that was 10 years ago, airborne picture. If you recognize, like, this grain bin right here, the only reason it didn't get blown off because it's full of corn, but the grain bins on this side of town, down in this neck of the woods, they all got leveled. That elevator ended up closing after the tornado. Just don't think he was ready to rebuild it. But you're going to see here these orange trucks. See, these are the state trucks, like those snowplow trucks you see in town. Those trucks actually rolled in and were helping with cleanup and debris. Here, let me see here. My house would be up into this neck of the woods right up here versus this picture. That was a sad night. Now, a lot of things changed. I changed a lot after that tornado. Here's 10 years later. You see the county shed got a new shed put up. A lot of this area right here had a couple houses they didn't rebuild. This area here had a couple houses they did not rebuild. He did put a new house there. I think, no, there wasn't a house here. There was a house here. So a lot of the houses came in, they rebuilt. Some of them did, not all of them rebuilt, but what do, you know? Some people said, well, it's not worth rebuilding, so we're just not going to do it. But here, let me step outside and show you something real quick. The amazing part is, I mean, I've told you guys before, my parents live catty-cornered from me across the street over there. Their house, it was a beautiful, big 2-story house. It basically picked it up, twisted it like that, or I don't know what it did. All I know is it busted the rafters inside the house, the main beam. All the doors wouldn't open inside the house. It just twisted it. So they ended up having to rip my childhood home down. It was sad. Boy, I could probably cry about it right now if I wanted to, because it was, I loved that old house. I really did. You want to know what changed? When that tornado hit, I was a company truck driver. I was driving for a guy that had 3 trucks. And I'm not saying he was a bad guy to drive for, by no means. By no means. He did it like most truck drivers do to make the money. So after the tornado hit, I don't know if I was young and dumb or what it was, but he had convinced me that it was better for me not to be home. You don't want to be home through all that. You don't want to do all that. You want to be out here on the road still. So that's what I did. I stayed out on the road. So basically, when this whole house was getting set, the foundation and everything, I'm getting some visitors. Oakley, how you doing? Huh? How you doing? I always get puppies here, don't I? You're not a puppy, though. How old are you, Oakley? You got to be like 7 years old now. Yeah. This is our neighbor's dog. He kind of runs the town. Yeah, not the town, I'm sorry. Runs the block here. He goes up and down just to make sure everybody's doing their job and being good. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, your sister. She's walking away from us. He's got a sister. She's walking away, though. So I wasn't home. When the house foundation actually got poured for our basement, I wasn't here. When our house came into town on a few trailers, came in on 3 or 4 trailers, I wasn't here. When they set the house on the foundation, I wasn't here. When Sarah was a teacher then, of course, and all of her teachers came down and they painted the house, I wasn't here. The flooring of the house, when it got put in, I wasn't here. But I just wasn't around. I was mad. Oh my gosh, I was just furious at myself for not being around. This was getting done. Now Paige and Troy, they were just babies. What changed me in the wise of trucking, I decided after everything got done, after everything got said and I wasn't around for any of it, I told myself, you know what? I'm done. I'm done being someone else's little slave. I'm done. I'm just done working for someone else. And from then on, I decided I'm not gonna. So, gosh, it's only been 10 years, I guess. So, 10 years ago, I became an owner-operator. And I haven't looked back. I haven't looked back once. I missed my tree right there in front. You see that little tree? I used to have a tree. Oh, not one around here, but it was a huge maple tree. I used to have 1, 2, 3, 4. I used to have 4 beautiful big trees on my property. I have 2 now and they're growing. They're getting there. But it's just, I miss things like that. I've already talked way too much. I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the tornado. Make sure you go to that link in the description and watch that video, because that video tells you way more than what I could possibly tell you about my situation in the tornado. I just wanted to tell you guys because it was trucking related, you know. After the tornado got done is what changed my life in the world of trucking. I was a miserable person. Whew. After that tornado hit, for the next 2 years probably, I was just miserable. A horrible person to be around, because, you know, I was in my 20s and I had everything paid for. And then I went from having everything paid for to having a lot of debt. Anywho, alright, I'm anxious. I want to go down and get my pickup. Watch tomorrow's video, you'll see the pickup. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a great day. Watch that link in there, and I'll see you next time. Woo! Guys, the pickup is done. We're going to wash it up here real quick and make it look real pretty for you to see. No, I'm still not going to... Oh, that's quick. I'm not going to show you big time on this video. Watch probably tomorrow or get it out, get that video out. We do have some rubbing we got to take care of. It's just on those front mud flaps. You guys are going to like it. I know I like it. The good part is it didn't turn out as big as what I thought it was going to be, but it turned out as nice as what I wanted it to be. Okay, now we're done. Have a good one.